Look around you. The title General Partner used to be a badge of honor, a symbol of hard-earned power, control, and real influence over the future. Now, it feels more like a shiny label stuck on for show, a vanity metric, a tick on the resume designed to impress others, but hollow at the core. You know it. The friction beneath the surface is real, that gnawing sensation that being GP no longer guarantees what it used to. Not respect, not leverage, not true ownership. Yet, the world still hands out this title like candy, as if the name itself is enough to carry the weight of genuine impact. That feeling of drowning in a sea of GP titles stripped of meaning, that's a tough, bitter pill, isn't it? So what's really going on here? Why does it feel like the title has become this empty shell, while the real power slips quietly out of your hands? Because the system is broken. It pretends to reward merit, but mostly rewards polish and ritual. It offers comfort at the expense of fire. It packages freedom while chaining your potential to archaic structures and shallow benchmarks. The GP title has been hijacked by noise, by people chasing status, investments, and signals, without ever asking the crucial question: who is actually creating? Who is actually leading? Who is actually transforming? The radical few, the ones who should be the real GPs, are lost in the shuffle. Lost because the world's infrastructure is made for the many, the mediocre, the easy to slot and forget. You feel it every time you sit in a boardroom or pitch to LPs, when the talk is all about optics and numbers, but no one dares to ask the hard questions, the disruptive questions that could rewrite the game. You see it in the way capital often follows trend over truth, fashion over vision, consensus over courage. Every message from outside tells you to fit a mold, to reinforce illusions, to pet the facade of general partnership like it's the summit of your journey. But inside, the sharp edge of discontent cuts deep. This is not what you signed up for. You are not here to play a part in someone else's narrative. You are here to explode it, to reinvent it, to become something more than a title. And here's the truth you need to hear, even if it burns. The title is meaningless if your power, your agency, your influence, your drive is not real. If you don't control your destiny, you're just a puppet with a fancy label. If you are measured by the old rules, the metrics designed for the system's comfort rather than your true impact, then you're trapped. Trapped in a story that others wrote, a world that honors compliance more than creation. But it doesn't have to be this way. The key isn't to fight for the title. The key is to burn it down, conceptually, and build something new from the ashes. What if being a GP was not the end game? What if it was just a starting point, a passport to a realm where few dare to tread? Where your worth is not measured by words on a business card, but by the fire you light, the risks you take, the legacies you forge. The pain you feel, the alienation, the shallow victories, the sense of being misunderstood, is a signpost, not a dead end. It means you're alive, still burning, still craving change. This pain is the fuel for transformation, the spark for rebellion against a system that wants to put you in a cage wrapped in velvet. The real question is, are you willing to face the cold, brutal truth and step into a new kind of power, one that transcends titles, rules, and norms? Let's talk about how to do it. How to rise above the vanity metric and claim a role that's not just about name, but about actual control, actual creation. First, stop chasing validation from the old guard. The system doesn't define you. The investors, the partners, the so-called industry experts who whisper about hierarchy, disregard their noise unless they add real value to your vision. Become selective about who you align with. It's not about the most connections. It's about the right ones, the ones that ignite your ideas, challenge your assumptions, push you beyond what's comfortable. The power of synergy is brutal and beautiful, but it requires discipline. You must ruthlessly curate your network, prune the dead branches, Amplify the few sparks that burn hotter than the rest. Next, question everything: your processes, your assumptions, your definitions of success. This means asking brutal questions. Are you truly leading investments that change the game, or just following trends that look good on paper? Are you building real, lasting value, or just chasing exits and temporary highs? Are you fostering true partnerships with founders that respect your contribution, or are you just a checkbook printing money? This kind of ruthless introspection is uncomfortable, but it's the only way forward. The GP title means nothing without this clarity. Then comes transformation. Real power is born in those moments when you dare to unlearn what you thought was sacred, when you smash conventions that no longer serve you and rebuild frameworks from your own vision of what partnership and investment should be. This is not about fitting into a mold, but breaking it, and doing it strategically. Consider new forms of collaboration beyond traditional limited partnerships, where control, transparency, and alignment reflect shared ambitions, not just financial gimmicks. Look for ways to operationalize your influence, build platforms, accelerate ecosystems, engineer networks of creators and visionaries who share your hunger for more. This is how the few become many, how misalignment becomes curated power. Patiently, relentlessly, you must play the long game. The reward is never immediate. The system will resist. Titles and old markers will attempt to pull you back into the comfortable lie. But eternity favors the ones who hold their ground, who measure success in legacy, not in headlines, who understand that real impact is layered, complex, and invisible to the quick glance. This is the true rebellion: to be sovereign, critical, transformative, allied only with those who burn as you do, and to wait, to endure, to build until what was inconceivable becomes obvious. Imagine a world where the title GP means a coalition of the truly rare, the few who do not bend, who refuse comfort, who reject consensus. Where the general partners are not just investors sitting at a table, but architects of new realities. Where the shallow metrics are replaced by deep, synergistic connections that turn isolated brilliance into unstoppable power. This is not fantasy. It is becoming visible, one step at a time, by those who dare. If this stirs a fire in your chest, if it unsettles the comfortable, if it echoes the restless tension you've buried beneath layers of should and must, then you are not alone. You are exactly who this is for. It's not for the compliant or comfortable. It's for the rare, the misunderstood, the rebels who want to be more than just a title. Own your agency. Critically dismantle what the world says the GP role must be. Shape it to become what only you can imagine. Align with those few who see the world as you do, unequal, unruly, waiting to be rebuilt. Together, you become an autonomous network, a force that transcends borders, comfort, and hollow titles. You become the solution the system forgot. Because true freedom, true power, is never handed down quietly. It is seized, fought for, and forged in the fire of refusal, to accept anything less than your full potential. Stop settling for a title that no longer means what it should. Stop waiting for permission to reshape your reality. Start now. Burn the old script. Write your own. Become not just a general partner, but a catalyst for real, irreversible, wild transformation. This is the moment. The few are waking. The system trembles. The power is yours to claim.